Beautiful morning to you, children. You're welcome to Divine Offspring International School Virtual Classroom. Our subject for today is mathematics, and you're actually here with the math magician. Alright, now today in mathematics, we'll be looking at the topic percentage loss. Can you say it louder? Good, percentage loss. Okay, now these are some of the materials needed for this lesson. You need a book, you also need a pen, and I'll also need you to get your brain. Make sure your brain is mentally alert. Okay, here are some of the key words for you to learn. The first one is reduce. Can you say that? Good. Also, we have loss. Next one is percentage, and the last one is decrease. Okay, let's quickly take a recap from last week lesson. I remembered Miss Ugoji took you that class. Okay, she told you that profit is the amount gained from any transaction. The amount you gain from any transaction is known as profit. She also said that profit is equal to the selling price minus the cost price. Also, percentage profit is equal to profit over the cost price times 100 over 1. Also, she told you that loss means to lose an amount of money after transaction. The amount of money you lose after transaction is called your loss. Okay, she also said the amount certain goods are sold is called the selling price, and the actual cost of goods is the what? The cost price. These were actually some of the things we treated last week. Okay, then this week we will be looking at a percentage loss. Now before then, I need you to listen to this. Now we have here a woman carrying a bag with books, right? Now she has something for us. Okay, she's saying a woman bought 20 books for 200 naira and she sold them to a customer for 150 naira. Now I need you to think about this. You notice here that the woman bought the books for how much? For 200 naira, and she sold the books for 150 naira. That actually means that the price she bought the book, that means the cost price is greater, is bigger than the what? The selling price. Now let's continue. You will see here that she sold it at an amount lesser than the cost price, or the amount she bought the books. With this, we can say that she actually made a loss. Then when the cost price is greater than the selling price, such a person or such a trader will make a loss. Then always tell mommy, do not let your cost price to be greater than your what? Selling price. Because if that happens, the trader would definitely run to what? To a loss, right? Okay. Now, to calculate your loss, you use the formula cost price minus the selling price. I repeat, the cost price minus the selling price. And note this, to find percentage loss, the first thing you have to do is to make sure you find your loss. When you get your loss using the formula above, then you can calculate your percentage loss. Okay, now let's move on to the formula for percentage loss. The formula for percentage loss is the loss divided by the cost price times 100 over 1. Can you say it louder? Loss divided by the cost price times 100, right? Okay, let's see an example. A trader bought goods for 50 naira and sold them for 30 naira. She bought goods for 50 naira and sold them for 30 naira. Calculate the trader's percentage loss, or if the trader is actually a female, our percentage loss. Then we have solution. You write out your parameters. We have cost price is what? Is 50 naira, and the selling price is 30 naira. Remember what I told you? The first thing you do is to do what? Calculate your loss. Good. Then we have loss is equal to cost price minus the selling price. Then we have the loss is equal to 50 naira, which is the cost price, minus 30 naira, which is the selling price. Then when you subtract that, you get 20 naira. Then the loss there is 20 naira. Then I can move on to the next slide to find my percentage loss. Then the loss is 20 naira and the cost price is what? 50 naira. Then using the formula, percentage loss is equal to loss over cost price times what? 100. Then we can go on to say percentage loss is equal to what? 20 naira divided by 50 naira times what? Times 100, right? Now we can do the cutting together. You can say 0 cancel 0, 5 here 1, and 5 in 10 gives us what? 2, right? Then we have percentage loss is equal to your 20 times 2. 20 times 2. That gives us 40%. Then the trader made what? 40% loss. If you still do not understand, I need you to replay this video to get the best out of this, right? Okay, let's move on to the next example. A storekeeper bought provisions for 20,000 naira. If she sold them for 16,000 naira, calculate a percentage loss. I repeat, the storekeeper bought provisions for 20,000 naira and she sold them for 16,000 naira. Calculate a percentage loss. Now, you know what to do, right? The first thing we do, your solution, you write down your parameters. Cost price is 20,000 and the selling price is what? 16,000. And don't forget, I told you find your what? Loss. Good. Then we have the loss is equal to the cost price minus the selling price, right? Okay. Then our loss is now equal to 20,000 naira minus what? 16,000. That will give us what? 4,000 naira. Then I can now move on to find my percentage loss. Percentage loss is equal to loss over cost price times 100 over 1, right? Okay. Then you have 4,000 naira divided by 20,000 naira, which is the cost price, times 100 over 1, right? Okay. Then we can now start cutting your zeros, right? Okay, we have 0 cancel 0, 0 cancel 0, 0 cancel the 0 here. Then we have 400 naira left over 20 naira. Then what do we say? 20 here 1, 20 in 40 gives us what? In 400, 20 in 400 gives us what? 20, right? Then my percentage loss there will be what? 20 times 1. 20 times 1. That gives us 20%. Then the storekeeper made a percentage loss of what? 20%, right? And if you still do not understand this lesson, I need you to replay this video again. Is that taken? Okay. Now let's look at the summary, a summary of what I had said so far. The first one we talked about loss, and I said loss is equal to cost price minus what? The selling price. And also I told you that percentage loss is equal to the loss divided by the cost price times 100 over 1, or times 100. Attached to this video is a worksheet, and I'll need you to log into your portal and answer the questions that follows, right? Till I come your way next week, my name is the Math Magician, Mr. Etim, and I say bye.